Okay, great. So, welcome everyone to the Visionary Leaders Collective podcast. I'm Dr. Josie Schmidt, a founding member, and you can join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our insightful discussions on wellness and doTERRA essential oils. If you've missed an episode, you can catch us on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, and stay updated at hellovisionary.life, our website. You can subscribe to our newsletter and get text reminders, and please do leave us a 5-star review. So today we have a lot of yumminess. We are honored to have our Arin Fugate, a speaker, success coach, podcast host, and wellness educator joining us. With over 16 years of experience facilitating workshops and classes on natural wellness and personal development, Arin is a true survivor and dedicated teacher. She has overcome addiction, anxiety, depression, and other challenges, and is now committed to helping others manifest the life they deserve. As a mother, wife, and business owner, Arin understands the struggles of unworthiness and fear, and she is here to empower the rise of the female visionary. So today, we have Arin is going to be sharing her invaluable tips on networking within business, but we also happen to have BOGO week. So we're also going to have Arin. Arin has a lot of, I love her unique tips and slants and all of her juicy tidbits on the oils. All of us have different ones, and it is special to have Arin here talking to us about Davana, Osamanthus, Magnolia, and Blue Tansy, and why you might want them. Now, one thing about this BOGO is you get a free Davana, which is not an oil that is usually available within doTERRA. So she's going to give us a little insight on that. But before we go, we have two big updates and announcements. So I'm going to turn it over to Aisha Harley, and she's going to give you the first update. I'm going to give you the second one, and then we're going to hand it over to our Arin Fugate.
Hello, everyone. Oh, happy almost spring. I know I see a lot of you in pink today. I love it. Everyone got the memo. The sun was out this weekend, and we have some amazingly exciting things planned. So I'm just going to share my screen really quick because I want to give you a quick highlight and overview because it is BOGO week. So drop some cheer in the chat if you love BOGO week. And doTERRA is not disappointing. I truly think this might be the best BOGO we have ever had. And the reason why is that we have some really exclusive and special oils that are not normally available. And Arin is going to spend some time highlighting those. So I just want to give you some of the quick logistics. There is a SKU number. It's on the screen. If you put that SKU into your shopping cart, it will pull up the entire BOGO set because there's not actually a BOGO box. When you spend 150 PV, you will get the free Davana. So that's super exciting. And also, if you share this BOGO with friends, I hope you all know that you have a referral link, even as a customer. When you log into your back office, you should see that pop up. And if you share that referral link and any of your friends or family enroll, they can choose a free gift, which we have on the screen there. And also, you get doTERRA dollars. So you can basically earn doTERRA money to then buy your products with. So it's a really awesome time to share with your friends and family. And we just want to make sure that you know how to do that. Hold on, there's somebody that needs to be admitted in here. Give me 1 second here to let this person in.
So we want everyone to know that on our Essential Wellness Facebook page, Oh, you're going to talk about that. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it's hard for me
Yeah.
to do that when the slides up. Okay, so the next thing that's super special is you should all be part of our Essential Wellness Facebook page. If you have not been active on that page or you're not on it, ask to join. And we have Facebook Lives daily at noon where we are going to highlight the different bundles and give our expert tips and just little tidbits of information so you can learn more about how to use the oils and how to get the very best out of the oils. So I will be participating in this along with leaders Diane Del Reyes, Asha McLaughlin, and Anne Caroline Fox. So we're super excited about that. And they're going to be daily at noon Pacific time. They will also live there and be recorded. So if you can't join live, you can tune into the page to check them out. We also have VIP giveaways. So the way that this works, we have a lot of really cool things. I just put this one giveaway on the slide. All you have to do is purchase your BOGO, take a screenshot of your order, and then for every BOGO you purchase, so say you purchase all of them, you will get one ticket for each BOGO purchased. We will track that. And then at the end of the BOGOs, we basically make a spreadsheet. We put all of your names and how many tickets you purchased. And then we put them into the Google name picker. And then if you just are wondering how we do that, and then we choose winners, and then we post them and mail you your prizes. That is in the featured posts at the top of the page. So go in and tag your friends. You can also take those memes and text them out to people. If people aren't in the group and you want to put their name in the group, you're welcome to do that. Help us get the word out. Sometimes because of the algorithms, people are not seeing the posts in their feed. So just make sure and give it a little extra love. And also the more people that comment on that, the more people will see it. Okay, so Arin, I'm going to pass the call over to you to talk about Davana.
No, me first.
Oh, no, I'm going to do you after her.
Oh, okay, okay. And someone wanted to know, that was just an example of one giveaway, the trio that has gardenia. Yes, there are 5 separate giveaways, correct?
Yeah, I think we
Or
have 5.
something like that. There's more than one giveaway.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I agree. This is probably my favorite BOGO that doTERRA has ever done. So you're going to want to pick it up, and amazing that you can get over $400 worth of oils and products for just a little over 200. So I love Davana. Davana smells like Skittles to me. If you love our beautiful blend, Davana is kind of an essence of that beautiful blend. And you're going to use Davana if you're feeling blocked with creativity or blocked with your sexuality, which those two kind of go hand in hand. So if you're feeling that energy of like, I just don't have any passion, I don't have any creativity, I can't get my oomph. And this is perfect this time of year, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, because we're coming out of the winter and the blues, and the spring is springing. But if you're like, I'm not feeling that spring energy, Davana is going to be great for you. Also, all the florals like Davana and Magnolia and Osamanthus and Blue Tansy, if you see floral, it's usually really good for your skin. So try adding it to your skincare routine after you wash your face, mixed with your moisturizer and things like that. So that is Davana. My kids love using it. It's a beautiful oil. I don't know that we're going to have time to go through every single thing here, but I'm going to highlight a couple. And if there's anyone else on the call that's like, ooh, I got to tell you about that one thing, please come through. So Blue Tansy is not only beautiful for your skin, but Blue Tansy is the oil of inspired action. So it's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. Where Davana is like, you're feeling kind of ho-hum, you don't have any creativity. Blue Tansy is, you have all these projects to get done. It's time to spring clean. It's time to plant your garden. It's time to clean out the garage. And you're like, I don't want to do it. This is where the Blue Tansy Big Toe Challenge comes in. So if you've never done that, when you get your bottle of Blue Tansy, Rub a little bit on your big toe every day for 30 days. I've heard some people refer to it as the honey-do list getter starter. So sneak it onto your partner's big toe too, and that honey-do list might just get done. My husband loves blue tansy in the bath. So it can be really fun to add it to your bath salts, your bath oil, and then you have this beautiful blue bath experience. Now, Osamanthus, I can't wait to get Osamanthus back in my collection because I'm out of it. And I really resonate with this oil. It's in Whisper, and Whisper is one of my deep loves of all the oils. Hopefully, Dr. Will Wan is going to go live in the Facebook group at some point this week and talk about Osamanthus from a Chinese medicine perspective, because it is a very sacred plant. From the Chinese medicine perspective, and it is going to be really good when you're feeling like too tense and too much stress and too much heaviness, where the world is just weighing on your shoulders too much and you feel like you need help from maybe the divine or outside sources. I just read on Google that Osamanthus actually has a connection to the moon and to the fairies. So if you connect with either of those elements, you might want to use Osamanthus. Then Magnolia, another flower, but what's special about the Magnolia flower is it is the oldest flower in the world. It's a prehistoric flower. And so whenever something has a lot of age, I think of wisdom. And Magnolia has a similar trait as Osamanthus and Davana, where when you're feeling heavy or you've lost your zest or there's too much weight on your shoulders, you'll reach for Magnolia. But Magnolia is specific for transitions. So going through a divorce, making a move, getting a new puppy, becoming a parent, toddlers who have a hard time making their transitions. Us adults can act like toddlers sometimes too, when we have trouble making our transitions. So I like to use it with my kids when it's time to leave the park, or it's time to get in the car, or it's time to clean up their toys. And of course, again, it's a flower, so you can use it on your face and experiment with that. Both Aisha and I love doing something with the oils we use on our face. It's already in the roller bottle and diluted in coconut oil, so that's perfect. And we will draw a heart on our face. So if you have your oil, take it, draw a little heart on your face. I'm using Magnolia. And then you can just pat it in. If you are feeling extra stressed and you have your Magnolia or your Davana, put it on your shoulders where we tend to hold a lot of stress, or the lower back. And oh my gosh, I could say something about every oil up here, but that would take the whole call. So I'm going to pass it back to you, Aisha.
Arin, I just wanted to show this slide because it has all of the pairings.
Yeah.
And if you take a screenshot of this, it gives you just a quick tip about the oil. And also you can purchase them all at once. So oftentimes we have one, pairing available every day. We will talk about a different pairing every day on Essential Wellness. However, you can go in and purchase them all now. And I will add, and I do not mean this as pressure, but it's a real thing. Davana is a limited supply. So if you really want it, do not delay. If it runs out, they will offer us something else, but do not take that for granted, because oftentimes these specials do sell out. Okay, we have a quick announcement from Dr. Josie, and then we will pass the call back over to Arin.
All right. Well, everyone, we are going to have a spring into summer reset. Yeah, I'm so excited. What does this mean? Well, we are going to be using some of doTERRA's newest and some flagship products to help reboot your metabolism and your energy and help shed unwanted things and get ready for summer. We're going to be bringing in and talking about Symphony of Cells and the layering of oils with self-care and doing some special self-care. We will have Anne Caroline Flock with us teaching us about some face lymphatic drainage, and other of our essential wellness leaders helping to lead about mindset, breath work, meditation. Asha McLaughlin, we're going to have Diane Del Reyes, we're going to be having Ariana Harley, myself, Aisha, so many of us coming in to support all of us. So for the next, I believe it's 5, is it 5 calls? It's all going to be happening through, we created a special Facebook page for the Spring into Summer Wellness Reset. And we'll share that so that you can start joining. I think it's going to be live later today. And that's where things will be happening. And then we'll be going through for the next 5 visionary leaders, these Monday calls, we will be talking about it. So we have 2 weeks to prepare to order the items. Next Monday, I am going to be leading the big preparation call. So that's going to be going over why would you want to do this? What is involved? What are we doing? And what to order. Any questions and answers as well. And then on April 8th, we're going to be having the visionary leaders going through all the other preparations, like I spoke of, mindset, lymphatic drainage, meditation, breath work, talking about all these things so we get an idea of what are we really wanting to be preparing all of our bodies for with this reset. And then we will start taking the products, start the program on April 8th and go for 30 days. So please join us. Know that this is going to be what's going to be happening over the next 5 calls. And I think that's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Josie. Okay, we're going to pass the call back on over to Arin for today's topic about networking. Take it away, Arin.
Awesome. This is my favorite subject and thing. And I know that might sound weird because I come across a lot of people that get hives when you think about networking. So just put it in the chat. Do you love networking? Put a 1 in the chat if you love networking. Put a 2 in the chat if it gives you hives. I just want to get a sense of where we are with that. 2s. Okay, 1.5. Oh, I got a couple of 1s. So when I say networking, what is the first thing that pops into your mind? I'm just curious. You can say it on the screen. You can put it in the chat. What is the first thing that pops into your mind when I say networking? Calling people, connection. Josie loves networking. Yay. Meeting new people. Okay, good. This is telling me that y'all have a healthy sense of what networking is. And I'm glad, because sometimes what people will tell me is they think of men in suits with business cards and cheesy elevator pitches. And now that absolutely could be what networking is, but obviously in our community, that is not what it's about. You can still engage in that type of networking, but you can bring your heart-centered approach to it. What I have found over the years in doTERRA, actually in all sales, I was just talking to my husband because he started a real estate business last year, and I was giving him some sales advice, and it's the same exact advice. Whether you're in doTERRA, whether you have a brick and mortar, whether you're a coach, if you're working the nonprofit sector like Rebecca, it's all going to boil down to your network. How nourished is your network? How do people think of you when your product or service comes up? So when someone, say a group of people were sitting around talking in a circle and someone said, doTERRA essential oils, does your name come to their mind first and foremost? And ask yourself that, like really honestly, think about friends, family, people in your work, people at your church. Think about your community and ask yourself if doTERRA if the concept of doTERRA or essential oils came up, would your name be the first one shared? Put a 1 in the chat if you're pretty confident that your name would be the first one shared. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not totally sure. I know that Aisha's name would come up, and I know that Dr. Josie's name would come up. Florence says she's a 1, Diana's a 1, Rebecca 1.5. Good, we have a lot of 1s there. So you're doing something called networking, whether you know it or not. If you're sitting here and you're feeling like, I don't know if my name would come up, I want to give you a couple of actionable, simple techniques that you can start putting into place right now so that your name does come up. The first thing is to make sure before you even get out there and you start networking that you're in a giver's gain mindset. And what I mean by giver's gain is sometimes we will be so concerned with what we want or what we need, or even our own insecurities, that when we walk into networking situations, whether it's a traditional networking group, or we're at a yoga class, or we're at the dog park, we will be thinking about, how am I going to get this person to buy my product? How am I going to get this person to listen to me? How am I going to get this person to give me a referral? And when we come from that place, we are like repelling them. I know that you all have felt that energy from someone, whether it's been at shopping for a car or shopping for a house or in a clothing store where you're like, ugh, it's like the salesperson ick. Like they're looking at me like I have money coming out of my sweat pores, right? It doesn't feel good, and we want to push that away. A giver's gain mindset is when you walk into a room and you go, how am I going to help the people in this room get what they want? Now, just even when I say that, my body relaxes. Can you all feel that difference? You feel the difference between, ooh, how am I going to get them to buy my product versus how am I going to help them get what they want? When you are the person that's always helping people get what they want, that makes you a top of mind person. It means that when people are in conversation and they're trying to figure something out, or they're trying to get more business, or they're trying to launch a new product, they're going to think of you as someone who's well networked and well connected. So the giver's gain mindset is number 1. The second comes into this whole concept I was talking about a moment ago, which is, do they think of you when they think of doTERRA? So have you put your open sign up? Have you let it be known that you are a doTERRA wellness advocate, or you teach people about essential oils, or you sell essential oils? Or are you still hiding it? Are you still kind of like walking around on eggshells, or have you just said, I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate? Let your community know. There's lots of different ways that you can do this, and I recommend a mixture of many. One would be to start having events, doTERRA events, essential oil classes, and invite your network. Even if they don't come, it puts it out there. It puts your open sign out there. You can do things like put it in your social media bio, your I help statement. I help busy moms use aromatherapy for stress relief. I help entrepreneurs avoid burnout by using aromatherapy. Or you can keep it really simple. I sell essential oils, or I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. So have that on your social media. So when people connect with you, they know. Have business cards. So when you are out and about and you're networking with people and you get to talking and you're in a giver's gain mindset and you're hearing about them and what they need, and maybe it comes up that they need a photographer to give them new headshots. And you're like, I know the best photographer. Here's my card. Let's connect and I'll give you my photographer's name. So you're helping them get what they want, but what you've done, if you've passed your business card to them, so they look at your business card. This happens to me all the time, you guys. And they go, oh, doTERRA essential oils. And then they'll start to tell you their experience. Or they might even say, I need some deep blue. Can you help me? So have business cards. Don't skip that step. I know that sometimes we'll be like, I don't need business cards, but they serve a different purpose than maybe what you think they serve. They are your visual branding that you can hand someone. Your visual branding also lives on your social media, but it also lives on your business card. Now, when you start engaging with a networker who's an experienced networker, they're going to be there with giver's gain mindset too. So guess what's going to happen? You're going to show up to serve them, and they're going to show up to serve you. So they're going to want to know what you do. They're going to want to know how they can help you. That's your opportunity to come out and say your I help statement. Now, here's somewhere that we get a little stopped up in network marketing, because most of us have a day job, and this is our side hustle or our side gig. And so when we're networking and people go, what do you do? Sometimes we could get a little stopped up and go, well, I'm a photographer, but I also do this essential oil thing. Or we might not know how to bring people to that conversation. So I like to be very clear about what I am promoting. Am I promoting my banking business? Am I promoting my Airbnb business? Am I promoting my essential oil business? And this is why I personally like to do dedicated networking events. So I run a networking event here in my town of Ashland, and I also attend networking events. When I go to that networking event, I pick my lane. What am I there promoting? Because the confused mind never buys. If I walk into a networking event and get introduced to someone and I start telling them I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur and I have like 12 businesses, they're going to go, cool, you're interesting, but I have no idea who to refer to you. And they're going to walk on to the next person and look for someone else to help, someone who's easier to help. So that's the thing, is with the giver's gain mindset, we walk into the room and we want to help people. But if I go up to Diane and she starts telling me about her million trillion different businesses, I'm just going to go, Diane, I don't know how to help you, but I probably won't say that to her because I may not know her very well. I don't want to offend her. I'm just going to move on to the next person. But if I walk up to Diane and she says, and I know Diane and how awesome she is, and she might say, well, I'm an online coach and I teach people how to use essential oils with acupressure points. I'm going to go, wow, tell me more. Do you have a card? How can I help you? Who can I send you? And immediately I'm going to go, okay, who do I know that loves acupuncture? Who do I know that loves natural wellness? Who do I know that loves essential oils? And my brain, my networking brain is going to start connecting the dots. And I'm going to go, oh, it's easy to help Diane. Now, if I walk up to Eliza and I ask her what she does, Elisa, sorry, I walk up to her and I say, what do you do? And she tells me something kind of convoluted, like, well, I like to work with middle-aged women that are creative entrepreneurs, and I like to help them just have more happiness in their life. I'm going to go, okay, who do I know that's middle-aged? Who do I know that's unhappy? I might be able to find a referral to her, but nowhere in there did she mention essential oils or doTERRA. So I may have a referral that is someone who would be perfect with the essential oil connection, but she didn't tell me. So if she says something like this, I help middle-aged women who have lost their taste for joy rediscover it using the power of aromatherapy. I'm going to go, oh, okay. I know some women that I'm going to send your way. I might even say, do you have a workshop? How do you do that? How do they get connected with you? And that's when she can tell me, oh, well, I love to do one-to-ones, or I do have a workshop coming up. So I want you to drop in the chat right now what your statement would be. If I walked up to you at a networking event and I said, hi, my name is Arin Fugate. What do you do? What's your business? What would you tell me with this in mind, that you want me to be able to clearly help you with a perfect referral? And if anybody wants to workshop it live, I'm happy to do that. Josie says, I love this because this is just naturally how I am in the world. Yes, yes, yes. Do you have connection in your top strengths, Josie? I can't remember.
Yep. I believe it's in the top 5.
So I do too. So I think that's why it's natural. Rebecca does too.
It doesn't matter what it is. It can be the weirdest topic. And I'm like, oh, I know someone who can help you.
Yep, exactly. Okay, Diane, I help holistic practitioners amplify their patient results by adding essential oils to acupuncture points. Yes, Diane nailed it. Nailed it. So in her statement there, in my mind, I go, who do I know that's a holistic practitioner that would be interested in amplifying their patient results? And I can already think of a million. And so if we are really networking right now, which, hey, this is an opportunity to network, Diane, I'm going to send you a couple of referrals because I know some people. Linda, I love to share the benefits of plant medicine. Okay, so let's workshop that, Linda, if you're willing to. I love that you said plant medicine because that is a descriptor word that makes me think of things. If I'm being honest, the first thing I think of when I hear plant medicine is ayahuasca and mushrooms. Those are very hip right now. They're top of mind. So I'd be careful with that because I bet you anything, the person's going to go, oh, do you like lead mushroom, like medicinal mushroom experiences, or are you into shamanism? So you might want to bring something in specific to essential oils or aromatherapy. And then I would invite you to get some clarity about the type of person you work with. So see how Diane said she helps holistic practitioners? That's going to help me as a networker to know, so I can just narrow down who I'm thinking about. When you say, I love to share the benefits of plant medicine, I'm assuming you would do that with anyone, which is great. I would do it with anyone too, but it doesn't help me give you good referrals because it's not telling me the type of person you work with. So do you work with kids? Do you work with women? Do you work with men? Do you work with entrepreneurs? Do you work with creatives? Do you work with women who recently got divorced? Do you work with pet owners? And it doesn't mean you can only work with those people. If I'm in a regular networking event, I might change the person I work with sometimes, and that's okay. But the clarity just helps me. Okay, Mika, go ahead while I look at some of the other comments.
Oh, actually, I wanted to brainstorm is mine too.
Yes.
My comment, mine is I help people feel better with doTERRA essential oils. That's
Okay.
it. Is that a little bit too broad? Because I don't, yeah, is that too broad?
Yeah, it's a little too broad because in my mind I go, well, everybody needs to feel better.
Exactly. So that's why I say it that way.
I know. And you do help everyone. I think this is a thing that stops us up in our networking as we go, well, I don't want to like push men away, or I don't want to push pet owners away, or I don't want to push that person away, but you're not. You're just helping me as a networker understand who your ideal client is, so I can go through my Rolodex and pick those people out. I can't send you everyone.
Yeah.
But if you tell me I help women over 50 have more energy and feel better using essential oils, then you've given my brain, my reticular activating system, something to hone in on. And I go, okay, who do I know that's a woman that's over 50?
Such a great tip. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Look at Elisa's one. It's very specific. It's like, I could think of a lot of people to send.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Elisa, I teach women to reset their metabolism and stabilize their glucose levels using natural solutions and essential oils. 100%. So who do I know that's a woman that's been struggling with metabolism, with blood sugar issues? In a networking event, you don't have the compliance issues. So you could say diabetes. Absolutely. You could say something that's a little more layman's terms. So that would be my only feedback there, is not everybody who's networking is going to necessarily know what you mean by reset your metabolism. But I absolutely love that. And that's perfect.
Can I, and also look at Asha's? Asha, I would maybe combine yours to something more similar to that, such as if it's not women, it's people. I teach people to balance their nervous system, stress and anxiety using natural solutions and essential oils.
Yeah. And what Diana's saying is important. I would get specific about the age range. I help kids, I help moms, I help parents, I help young women, I help the elderly. I like something that helps me understand who you like to work with. Not that you can't work with everyone, but it just, again, helps me. It's like tapping into the computer that is my brain to go through my Rolodex and say, oh, she helps teens. I'm not saying you do, Asha, but this would be a cool target market. I help teens that are stressed out and frazzled regulate their nervous system and deal with stress and anxiety. I use essential oils and natural solutions. That would be a really specific group of people that need a lot of help. It's also that, who needs help? What group? Like, we're not going to say, I help totally chill, balanced moms reduce their stress and anxiety. Like, that wouldn't really make sense.
Can I just add 2 cents?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I love this conversation. I think when you guys are thinking about this, again, kind of just to reiterate, it's like, who are you talking to? Like, you want to have that ideal client in mind and think about like the ideal person that you know you can help. And every piece of your marketing, not just your elevator pitch, so to speak, but everything you do is going to be speaking to that person. So when you have that, everything you do becomes so much easier. And so not only is like, who are you talking to, but what problem are you solving? And what is going to be the benefit? So always think like, when somebody's looking at something, somebody's going to say, so what? What's in it for me? So what? So you can always think about like, so that in the end of your elevator pitch, so that they can have more energy to play with their kids and not feel like they're losing their shit all the time. Excuse my language, sorry. So anyway, just get really specific, because broad, I had a coach tell me, broad is broke and niche is rich. So there you go.
Yeah, that's good. So that leads into Marilyn's question, which is, if you're helping men, women, and teens, how do I word that to be more specific? So you could say families. I help families deal with such and such, if that's truly what you're doing. But if you're trying to cast a large net, stop it. Just stop it. Cast a small net and trust, like even fishermen, if they cast a net to catch crabs, they're going to get a bunch of other fish too. And it's the same with networking. You cast a net to catch teens or to catch busy moms, you're going to catch some dads, you're going to catch some aunts, you're going to catch some people that don't have kids. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you are wanting to work with families, then that's great. Say families. If you're looking to work with people who are non-gender conforming, you can say that, like, I'm looking to work with the LGBTQ community. If you're looking to work with people in a specific region, you could say that. I'm looking to work with Italians, the people that live in Italy. I'm looking to work with people who live in South Carolina. Anything that you can do to trigger the brain for your networking partners to go, oh, who do I know that lives in South Carolina? oh, who do I know that's this really specific niche? Okay, Asha, I teach people how to use plants as medicine through high quality essential oil supplements and specific practices. I specialize in nervous system regulation and stress and anxiety. I love that. I think it's totally great, Asha. And if you wanted to stretch yourself, it would be to change out the word people and let's come up with a specific group. And is it stressed out women? Is it women who just got married? Is it men who just had a baby? Is it teens? Is it teens and their parents? Just the word people, I tune out. I go, well, people's way too broad. I can't really go there. You could start with, I help. Even if you just said, I help people that are struggling with anxiety, that helps me get a little more clear, but I'm still like, people struggling with anxiety, humans, it's still too broad. I know that you're willing to help everyone, but who is your favorite person to help? Do you love helping moms? Do you love helping teens? Do you love helping men? Do you love helping animal lovers? Do you love helping yogis? Do you love helping entrepreneurs? Pick a person that you love helping. It doesn't mean that you're saying no to everybody else. It's just in the networking space. Okay, so we're gonna, anybody else have a question about this part before I move on to another part of networking? Yeah, go ahead, Florence.
So I've always said, when people ask me, what do you do? I said, I will always say I educate and on how to use essential oils for natural solutions. Since then, I have now started to branch out, and I joined a group of, it's a Facebook group for women over 50. So your idea about targeting the individual person or group that you're in is really wise. The other group I've joined is a widows group. And so I have some amazing ideas to help those ladies as well. But my question for you, and maybe it's not necessarily a networking group, but it is, when you run into somebody who also does oils and it's another company. I'm already learning to be very gracious about it. And I had a great experience on Saturday with this, where I went to an event and it was, we were going to make a product and I knew that it was from the other company and somehow it kind of got bypassed. So I brought it up. And that person also knew that I did doTERRA. And she said, this is what I would recommend that you do. You can make it yourself and use, On Guard, da 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 da. And so she was very gracious. So we're forming this beautiful bond together. But it's about being gracious around others and not being judgmental. My first instinct, because I always believe in what's right, my first instinct is don't use that other, but I have to hold it in. And so any ideas on that? Because if you probably have run into it, haven't you?
Yes.
You're networking.
Okay. Yes, for sure. Well, so it's one reason that if you are serious about networking, to join a networking group that only allows one person through per category.
Okay.
That does require more money investment and more time investment, but it's why BNI can be so great. You cannot have 2 oil people in a BNI group. You can't have 2 realtors in a BNI group.
Okay.
That said, when you do other types of networking, yeah, you're bound to meet people in different areas. So my go-to answer is always, oh my gosh, those oils, that company, those are great oils. What's your favorite blend? And then you can go, oh, we have a blend that's similar. It's such and such. So you just talk shop, you become colleagues, you try not to look at them as competition, and you find how can we be kind to one another. Now you're not going to send each other referrals, and that's okay. And so this leads really perfectly into the next thing that I want to share with all of you.
Thank you.
Which is when we walk into a networking space, which could be a paid networking group like BNI, it could be a chamber of commerce or a mixer, or it can be just what Josie's talking about, everyday life, out and about. There's a thing I love to do. It's called 3-footing. And this is where you go into your town, you walk down Main Street, you go to the mall, you go to the boardwalk, and you make a commitment to yourself that you will strike up a conversation with anyone that comes within 3 feet of you. That's a form of networking too. So whatever type of networking you're engaged with, instead of walking into the room and going, oh my gosh, I have to connect with every person in here. I need to get everybody's card. I need to follow up with everyone. That's going to overwhelm you and you won't be able to have high quality connections. So you walk into the room and your goal is to connect deeply with 2 people and only 2 people. You can have conversations and kind of feel people out, but before you leave that networking event, you're going to drop in deeply with 2 people, get their business card, and set up a time for a one-to-one. Because the real powerful networking happens when you're able to sit down with someone one-to-one at a coffee shop or go for a walk or get on Zoom and ask them about their business. And I'm going to give you a few questions that you want to ask. And hopefully, if they're a seasoned networker, they'll ask you the same. And I'll also teach you how to prompt them to ask you so that it's a good one-to-one worth your time. So you're at your networking event, you meet 2 people, obviously 2 people who aren't in your same industry. And if you want to turn it up a notch, look for power partners. So a power partner to us would be an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, a massage therapist, anyone in like the medical industry that works with auto accidents, therapists, doulas, midwives. So people who would naturally refer their clients to you. That's a power partner. So you're going to get with your power partner, get your business cards, and you're going to ask, would you like to have a one-to-one this week? Let's go get coffee or tea, or let's get on Zoom. And in the one-to-one, am I frozen?
Yes.
Okay. Is that better? Am I back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in the one-to-one, you can schedule about an hour for your one-to-one. They don't have to go for very long. And I do recommend that you have some clarity about that. You say, I have about an hour until my next appointment. And you're going to take turns, right? So the first half an hour, you're going to ask them questions. The second half an hour, they're going to ask you questions. And if you can tell that the person isn't really experienced in this, you just guide them through it. So you start asking them questions. And I'm going to pretend I'm doing this with you, Debbie. Debbie, tell me about your business. Are you okay if I put you on the spot?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I am a naturalist. I love helping families deal with the everyday stresses using doTERRA essential oils.
Oh, cool. How did you get into that?
Actually, a friend of mine, I had an injury and I was in a lot of pain, but I didn't want to take medication. I knew all the side effects from it, and a friend of mine introduced me to the essential oils. And voila, I loved it so much that I just started telling everyone, and especially when it turned out that I can benefit as well by getting free oils, because I help other people.
And what does it look like for somebody to have a session with you? Do they come to like a massage table? Do they come to your office? What does it look like if somebody wanted to work with you?
Actually, I can work with them over Zoom. I can refer them to massage therapists that I do know. I do know some physical therapists as well, because in our industry, a lot of people want to be able to use natural oils. They're really tired of all the side effects to fix one problem and inherit 10. So, and they find that it's better because the oils are actually made for us. they don't hurt us, you know, and we come from the earth, the oils come from the earth. And so therefore it was all the remedies that we need it's already around us. And so that's one of the reasons why I love using essential oils.
So you can work with people doTERRA essential oils. So you can work with people all over the world.
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's great. So I want to give you a really good referral. Who is your ideal client? What's your ideal referral?
I really love helping individuals because I know the effects of pain, people who are going through emotional and physical pain. That's.
Are you going to reach Justin's? Oh, you gotta mute there, Aisha. Okay, that's great. Debbie, you did an awesome job. So in the one-to-one, I found out about Debbie's business. I found out what it looks like, because I don't want to give her a referral. I don't want to recommend Debbie's services if I can't genuinely really understand what she does. So now I understand she's going to get on Zoom. She's going to talk to them about natural solutions, about essential oils. And specifically, I'm thinking, who do I know what pain for me is, do I know anyone that's in chronic pain? Do I know anyone that's suffering for that? So then my goal in this networking session is to come up with a high quality referral for her. And then we would just switch, and Debbie would ask me the same questions, and she would work to do that. And of course it can be chit chatty and fun. Thank you so much, Debbie, for being that example there. So if we're power networking and we're really doing this, you would have 2 to 3 one-to-ones a week with different people. And through doing that, you're going to create a network. It's not that Debbie and I are going to buy each other's products or services. We might, but that's not the goal. The goal is for me to help Debbie with her business, get her referrals, and grow our networks. So I've been networking like this for almost the whole time that I've been in doTERRA, so almost 16 years. So by now I have a ridiculous Rolodex. I'm telling you, any one of you needed anything in the world, if you ask me, I'll have a referral for you. And what absolutely happens is the people who I network with, they think of me as a connector, they think of me as a networker, they think of me as a mover and a shaker, and they think of me as the doTERRA person. There's lots of other doTERRA people, but the people I network, they go, oh, you got to go to Arin. So I will get tagged in Facebook posts every single day. That's like, oh, you got to talk to Arin. She's the doTERRA girl, talk to Arin. And this is something that's built up over time with consistency. So it's the ideal of the slight edge. We can sometimes get disappointed if we walk into a networking event or a networking opportunity and we don't sign up the whole room. And I'd like your mindset to shift a little bit and go, oh, this is like brushing my teeth. I'm going to do some networking every week. I'm going to have a couple one-to-ones every week. I'm going to show up with a giver's gain mindset, seeking to help and serve. I'm going to refer out, and I'm going to build my reputation as not only a connector and a networker, but also as the person to go to for essential oils, doTERRA, and natural solutions. And then just watch it grow. It becomes really beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And I hope this has inspired you a bit to take on a little more networking. So we have time for some questions and comments if anybody has anything. Yeah, Diane.
I don't know if this is appropriate to talk about it now, but I would actually, first of all, thank you so much. Such great tips. I'm excited about it. But I'm curious how you started your own networking group and how one might go about that, especially if someone is in a new town.
And why you would want to, and maybe why you wouldn't want to.
Yes, also, I love both of those.
Marilyn asked how you find networking groups, so I'll roll all this.
Good, both of those are important too. Great question, Marilyn.
So yeah, whatever town you live in, I guarantee you there's a collection of networking groups going on. Almost every town has a chamber of commerce. So you can look that up on your city website and go to the Chamber of Commerce. There is a BNI in almost every town, although it's expensive and it's a lot of time commitment. I also like eWomen Network is a great one. You can go onto Meetup and look for networking groups. You can go into Facebook and look for virtual networking groups. Oftentimes the higher quality networking groups are paid, but you can still find good networking groups that are free, but you have to work it. You definitely have to work it a little harder if it's free. So I used to be the vice president of BNI, the chapter in my town, which I totally loved. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. But once I had kids, it didn't work for me because usually it's an early start time. They meet at like 7 a.m. And you have to go every week and you have to do a certain number of one-to-ones, and it's quite a big time commitment. So when I became a mom, I was like, I can't do BNI anymore, but I completely missed networking, the networking group so much. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I missed it. And I found one that this woman was doing that really resonated with me. It was women would get together once a month, and it was creative women. It was very diverse, a lot of healers, and I just loved the energy of it. And I was going consistently to it. And then one day she said, I don't want to run this networking group anymore. Do you want to take it over? And I was reluctant because now here's the reason you may not want to do a networking group. It takes a lot of organization, and you're essentially an event producer. It is not that easy to make any money from it. So you really have to be there to promote your business. And even though you become very well known, guess what you become well known for? Having a networking group. Not necessarily the business that you're trying to promote. The good parts about starting your own networking group is you establish yourself as a community leader. Everybody knows your name. So when I go to grocery store shop or I go out to dinner, like anytime I leave my house, I usually have 3 or 4 people come up to me because they recognize me from social media or from the networking group. So you become well known, which is great. You also will be able to just meet so many incredible people, and you can create the culture the way that you want the culture to be created. So for me, I don't like walking into those networking groups where it's all men in suits and they don't really treat me very well, like the patriarchy. So I've created a networking group that's for women only, and we focus on real heart-centered connections. So if you want to start your own networking group, I would say just do it. Just open up a Facebook group, get clear about who you want to network with. Is it a local group? Is it a global group? Is it for a specific gender, non-specific gender? And then if you want to have local meetups, what I've done is I've gone to local wineries and I've asked them if they would host us. They're very happy to host us because I bring about 50 women in. So I get the space for free. I don't charge. The women just buy their drink. I have mocktail options. I always make sure the winery has a mocktail option. And then there's food that they can purchase too. So usually a business like a coffee shop or a winery, I will sometimes partner with a bed and breakfast. They're so happy to have you there because it's bringing new business, especially in this current economy with businesses struggling. They want you to come in. I recommend that you have it be the same day of the month and the same time, just for ease, and that you really encourage people to bring their friends and invite people. I keep mine super casual. Some networking groups can be very, oh, and I just saw the time. I'll close up, Aisha. Some networking groups can be really stuffy and there's an agenda. Mine is very casual. We like casually network for an hour, and then we have a speaker for half an hour, and then we casually network for another half an hour, and then that's it. So if you are interested in starting your own group, just reach out to me. I'll tell you everything that I need to know. But for now, go on to Meetup, go to Chamber of Commerce and start practicing, because when you first start, it can be a little intimidating. And the more you do it, the better it'll be. Okay, I will close up and let us all get on with our day.
Wonderful, Arin. Thank you. It's such a good reminder, since many of us, you know, have kind of gone into our cocoon over these last several years and become maybe more introverted than normal, to give us a reminder of these tips and how powerful they are, and to get back out into the world. You know, as much as we're all moving forward, I think a lot of us are still kind of getting back out into the world. So thank you so much. It's always such a delight to have you. So again, reminder, all the reset information is at hellovisionary.life on the front of the website. Please get the word out. If you are building a doTERRA business or just want to make some extra income with doTERRA, this is a wonderful way to engage your team. So reach out to your leaders, invite your customers, add them to the Facebook group. We will have everything. We're finalizing the last few touches. So later today, I'll start adding everybody into the group. It's going to be super simple. We've really simplified it. We've asked Josie to bring it way back. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be simple, and it's going to be effective. So we're so thrilled about it. And then also tune into the Essential Wellness page. Go and find the BOGO giveaway page. Tag again all your friends and customers if you're building, and really get the word out. And let's just get some momentum and excitement moving into spring. So we will see you all next week at the same time, and we will kind of do the reset overview. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.